Pelan Pembangunan Sabah Maju Jaya SMJ merupakan peta masa depan Sabah dalam aspek pembangunan ekonominya dan penyumbang ketiga terbesar kepada ekonomi Sabah ialah sektor pelancongan. Menariknya, dalam dokumen ini menyatakan antara lain soal not pembangunan utama yang menaraikan 9 kawasan dan ke-9 kawasan itu melibatkan pelancongan. Ada key hotspot area yang juga dinyatakan dalam dokumen ini. Daripada 27 hotspot area tersebut, 17 daripadanya memberikan tumpuan kepada pembangunan pelancongan. Itu merupakan kepentingan pelancongan dalam pembangunan ekonomi Sabah dan kami bertanyakan lebih lanjut perincian berkenaan bagaimanakah pelan ini akan mencipta kekayaan yang harus seterusnya dilimpahkan kepada rakyat. Kami bersama dengan Menteri Pelancongan, Kebudayaan dan Alam Sekitar, Datuk Seri Christina Liew. Latar belakangkan saudara haba, kita bersama di waktu ini dengan Menteri Pelancongan, Kebudayaan dan Alam Sekitar, Datuk Seri Christina Liew yang sudi bersama kita dalam sedikit kepanasan, Datuk Seri.
Yeah, under the sun.
Yeah, let's do this as fast as we can.
Okay.
And then my first question will be about to understand more about SMJ in the context of tourism. So can you tell us a bit more about how does tourism incorporated into SMJ?
Okay. First of all, I'd like to explain a little bit that SMJ is actually a 5-year development plan from 2021 to 2025, which was launched in 2021 for Sabah to achieve sustainable development. It is a comprehensive plan designed to drive economic growth, improve public infrastructure and enhance human capital development in Sabah. So the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Environment Sabah, CAPCAS, aligns its policies with the SMJ development plan through our vision that encompasses the 3 core areas. These are making tourism the main and consistent contributor towards the state economy, protecting and conserving the environment for clean, healthy and safe living, and conserving natural and cultural heritage for prosperity.
We talk about tourism in the context of SMJ. So there's a lot of program, there's a lot of vision that you try to achieve. But then maybe the next question will be the challenges, because we want to reflect the realities. What are the realities of tourism businesses here in Sabah, and how does SMJ actually address those realities so that they can bound not just the numbers but the experience tourism in Sabah has become better?
Definitely. This is very important, the question about challenges. As much as we like it to be smooth sailing, attracting more tourists to come, providing plentiful of our cultures, activities, programs to our arrival tourists, we have challenges. Number one is, of course, we cannot be relying only on one or single group of tourists coming to visit Sabah. We need to expand the boundary of our tourism. We need to look for new markets, new arrivals coming to Sabah to visit Sabah. And at the same time, we also need to improve our infrastructures in Sabah. When tourists arrive, if there are more tourists coming next year, where we will put them? Is a hotel building fast enough to accommodate them? So these are the challenges that we have to meet. While we are looking for new areas, new market sources to come and visit Sabah, how about the existing market that we have traditionally coming, like the English and the Americans, and the Australian, the Chinese tourists, when they come, these are our frequent tourists. What do we do with them? We have to enhance our tourism product so that they are not just a one-time tourist visiting Sabah, but they are repeated tourists coming to Sabah, our regular guests we call it. So we have to maintain our regular tourists, guides coming to Sabah to visit, and we also have to find new areas, new markets, visitors to come to Sabah. So these are some of the challenges. One of the most challenges is also the air connectivity. Now, as more tourism exploration coming into the land, then we have to find more aircraft, direct flight or regular or irregular or interval flights coming to Sabah. Now, it's not easy to find international airlines to come into Sabah if we don't. There are a lot of things that we have to go through, the rights to land and things like that. And air connectivity is very important for tourists who come to Sabah because 90% of our tourist arrival are through air.
Yeah.
So it's difficult if we don't have, we cannot support the facility of air connectivity to expand our arrival of guests, our tourists coming. So this is also one issue that we have to overcome. Yeah. My tourism board, Begawais and the officers are always going around meeting with the new tourism potential areas where we can convince the aircraft to bring it to operate between their country and our Kota Kinabalu, and also while promoting our tourism to the other sides, tourism players, key players. So these are the continuous challenges that we have to meet. Then another one is, of course, the improvement of the infrastructures that we have, and the roads, the water supply, the hotel, make sure enough, the cleanliness, all these are the challenges that we have to overcome. Yeah. That's not an easy task, but we need to seek cooperation with the local authority in order to get all this done, or at least in the process of promoting, upgrading, repairing what we have now. And also the connectivity between, if the tourists arrive to Kota Kinabalu or to Bawah or to other part of Sabah, they want to go to the villages. They want to go to stay in the home, community home houses. What do? We still have to look after them, to provide the logistic for the tourists when they come, not only international but even domestic tourists from here to the place in the villages. We have to look into the safety, the regulation to protect their safety also. So these are the challenges that we have to overcome as we promote more tourism.
Yeah, I want to echo what Datuk Seri said just now, because the fact is the top 5 countries that visit Sabah, among them is United Kingdom, South Korea, among who are frequently visit Sabah. And then just now you mentioned about the numbers. Actually, last year's visitors numbers more than 3 million. This year we're hoping that it will exceed what we achieved last year. And then you mentioned about how do we also support those community villages so that tourists can have a more richer tourism experience in Sabah. And it brings to the next question, Datuk Seri, because last month in June and also in May, media reported, among others, you said that we should avoid commercialization of tourism. We need to make sure that tourism give a huge impact in terms of economy, but low impacts in terms of how it will affect our environment here in Sabah. So what is the strategies under your ministries and under SMG to cater this issue?
We definitely would like to have this under control, although it's not always easy. If you have a place that is very popular among the tourists, you want to say, okay, you're not allowed to go there, so too many of you already, you can't do that, you see. So they come all the way here, they want to visit their favorite place, Nowadays, people read about your country's hotspots through even the portals, and
it's go viral on TikTok.
Go viral.
Even Maybank in KK also very famous now. People want to take picture from Maybank. It's Maybank.
What do you think? Tomorrow I should take my picture now. So things are like that. What do we do with it? We have to deal with it because we always have to remember the products, especially we're selling our very hot topic is the nature, nature, environment, and wildlife. All this we do not want to oversell them. If we do that, then you are spoiling the environment. You are destroying what you have naturally. So we need to control them. One of them, like for for example, the climbing of Mount Kinabalu. So they have a quota system where you got to really be inside the quota system before you're allowed to go. Like in Sampona, the diving also, they have a system where they really limit how many people can dive, you know, how many times a day like that. So this is one of the measures that the state government, through the tourism and the Sabah Park, you know, try to implement and control what they can do the best, you see. So these are the things that no oversell of the tourism spot is the correct way of doing it, because we want to control what we have. These are the treasures. Can you imagine if we oversell that as full of people packed with tourists, and what happened to that? Very soon it will go out of business, because why? This is spoiled already. That doesn't hold its natural beauty already. So we want to control that. Another one is the protection of our environmental issue. We must have this protection in place before we can say, look, we have the best famous tourism product that involve natural beauty and things like that, but yet we do not control the numbers, and then it will be disastrous at the end of the day. So these are the two efforts that we have to do it. Environmental is another issue, very important. Yeah.
Is it too much to suggest that what we need to do is to diversify our product, so that people do not just focus on just one places? When you come to Sabah, they only come to one places. Sabah is such a huge state. There's a lot to offer actually in Sabah. Is it, Datuk Seri?
Thank you for asking me that question, because it gives me a chance to talk. Because you know why? I totally agree with what you suggested. Because can you imagine beautiful sunset in Tanjung Aru, and every tourists come and go to Tanjung Aru?
There's other part also beautiful sunset.
Yes, there are other parts. Sabah, pertaining to your question, diversify our hotspot. Yes, I agree. In fact, we have different kind of different type of tourists that come to Sabah. They have different interests. For certain group of people from Europe or where, they like to go to Sandakan to visit the sebelum, the wildlife animals, including crocodile. I don't know why they consider it as a wildlife, but they got big animals, small animals, monkeys, orang-utans. You are a European, for example. I don't think you get a chance to always see wildlife crocodile. So come to Sandakan, you get to see them while you're on the boat, floating and swimming together with you. You get the experience I did. And I stay in a house in Sandakan, where we just have to lift up our head and we will see the orang-utan jumping around. They were jumping, swinging around. Where on earth are you going to find something like that? In Sabah you have it, and there are lots of them. So this is, I don't talk about the elephant or this or that, but these are the wildlife creatures that really it's amazing, make a lot of people from other part of the world that would like to come here. So you have the culture, okay? You have a culture. You have the best diving spot in the world. See, Batam is in the world, okay? You can dive in the world. So everything is in the world. So we just need to work harder. We need to visit more countries to diversify our tourist arrival across the continent, across the world to come here. Meantime, we have to do more in promoting the existing regular tourists to visit us more.
To balance between the commercial purposes, economic growth, and then our duty to maintain our environment. Thank you, Datuk Seri. We're going to take a break now. Coming back later, we're going not just to focus on how SMJ helps industries in the macro level, but also how does SMJ actually do pay attention to small businesses. Kita berehat seketika, kembali selepas ini. Baik, bertemu kembali dalam AWANI Sabah Plus, dan seperti mana di bahagian pertama tadi, waktu ini kita masih lagi memberikan tumpuan kepada sektor pelancongan di Sabah, one of the most important sectors when it comes to economic development in Sabah. And today, of course, we're still with Datuk Seri Christina Liew. Datuk Seri, maybe we want to give focus on local artisan, because even as AWANI, we've met with some of local artisan here in Sabah. They have huge potential, and they will have huge cita-cita. They want to market all their products to as much as foreign visitors as they can. So the question is, under SMJ Sabah, how does the government support this local artists?
Under the SMJ Sabah, which target on 3 areas: sexual economic growth, and then also environmental, providing clean water and living a clean living environment, and also the other areas. Under the SMJ section, our ministry supports the local artisans, cultural group, and even the indigenous communities under the SMJ framework. So, dalam hal ini, Lembaga Kebudayaan Sabah adalah agensi pelaksana utama di bawah Kementerian Pelancongan, Kebudayaan dan Alam Sekitar. Berbagai program dan inisiatif telah dilaksanakan melalui Lembaga Kebudayaan. Inisiatif ini termasuk dokumentasi, penerbitan dan pemeliharaan budaya etnik, pengiktirafan masyarakat budaya tempatan, menaik taraf infrastruktur dan membangunkan pelancongan budaya dan pendigitalan dan inovasi. So under this SMJ framework, our ministry provides support to the local artisans, cultural groups, and indigenous communities through several key initiatives managed by the Sabah Cultural Board, which operates under our ministries. As a state government agency, the Sabah Cultural Board is responsible for managing ethnic, cultural, and arts affairs in Sabah, given that Sabah is famous for its unique cultural heritage. It comes from 35 ethnic groups and 217 sub-ethnics. Negeri Sabah mempunyai 35 kumpulan etnik dan 217 kumpulan sub-etnik. So we offer special assistance support programs to our natives in building up of our cultural associations and grounds and groups across the state. We emphasize them, help the program, the activities we provide them so that they are able to pick up from what the state government through melalui Lembaga Kebudayaan. And so we are able to assist not only the locals in around urban area, but also in the suburban areas, and also and areas where tourists has not been able to there because of other logistic issues or what. We are now going into their villages and teach them what they can do for presenting their culture, their dialects, their food, their cultural, all the differences that they have from one ethnic to the others. So logistics is something that we are going to go into full course the moment they completed the course, and how we can assist them in presenting themselves, as an ethnic group, a special ethnic group. And these are one of the programs only that under our cultural board they are doing. Of course, there are dancers and even diets and all this. The clothing that they have, it's all different. So we try to help develop their individual groups and through the cultural board.
Based on your explanation just now, is it safe to say that your ministry and Sabah government is actually focusing not just on the big businesses, but also the small artisans, small businesses, so they can take and enjoy piece of the economic cake of Sabah, which some of it, I mean the majority, significant numbers of it are contributed by tourism, which then bring me to the next question, which is one of the terms inside the SMJ document itself, CBT, community-based tourism. Basically, the documents, I'm not mistaken, is saying about moving away from mass tourism. It's about tourism that's give low effect to environment but high impact in terms of tourism experience. So what do you have to say about how does the Sabah government is going to focus on CBT, this community-based tourism that can help the locals and also heighten the tourism experience for
Absolutely,
tourists?
this is what the state government would like to develop on a tourism, a Sabah tourism sector where we're not only focusing on overseas tourism, overseas travelers to come to our place, but we also focus strongly on the local-based community tourism because we think that each of these ethnic people, they have their local, their culture where they can share with the tourists and also with their friends. Sometimes our local tourism, local community-based tourism, receive many domestic tourists as well. Domestic tourists can cover as far as to West Malaysian friends or even Sabah, Sarawak people to come and tourist. They come in as tourists to visit their villages, you know, and that also bring in income for them. And so this is a very important sector because we understand that this tourism sector is to be shared. What we have to share, not focusing on a particular sector only, but all the villages that can contribute to the growth of economy, growth in the contribution of this economic growth in the bringing income to the state government. So we are very strong in the area because we truly believe that we should help them to achieve that. Community-based tourism is also one way to lessen the burden now we're having with so many tourists coming overseas and you cannot even find a hotel that can accompany you if you want to stay like long term, more than 2 weeks. Community tourism where they can provide comfortable, suitable and price affordable kind of shelters, it will be a very good choice. So when I went overseas, some people asked me, the players in the country asked me, your figures is so high, your incoming of arrival or tourists so high, so many. So do you have enough hotels? Oh, you don't worry. I have a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star hotel, and no star hotel, and I even have villages that let you enjoy what life is. You know, to stay in a kampong area and to enjoy the true unique kind of tourism in the villages. And this was very welcome.
Just you mentioned about how state government try to help all these villages to develop their infrastructure so that in terms of hygiene, in terms of comfortable, tourists come, they feel at home and they feel that unique experience. But my question is, macam mana sambutan di kalangan masyarakat itu? Are they eager to actually contribute in this program so that they can give their best for the purpose of tourism in Sabah?
Yes. I would say a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are eager to do that because we send our officers to their villages and those that have registered with us and said they are eager to participate in the local community tourism. We will teach them how do you, there will be a checklist, how they will have to handle their environment, their locality and all these things. We need to teach them the cleanliness and the hygiene of their house that they want to let out as a community-based tourism, and even the way they cook their food, the local food, the hygiene is very important, and also the cleanliness of their environment and what they can do for to entertain the tourists when they are there for a long time. Usually, if they go to this kind of local community, they stay a longer time because less expensive. Yeah, you stay in 5-star hotel in KK, it will be very expensive, but you stay there, you learn everything that you need to learn, and yet it's an affordable price. So they're very eager, and once they're eager, we send our officers. We even go down to their level and tell them we are going to train you. And each village, each district level, we appoint the DO, the district officer, to be in charge of these things. The DOs are the ones that will propose to us, to our ministry, what are the places, districts that they are interested. There are people that are interested to participate in this program, and so we send our officers and help them. We even help them sometimes financially to build up what they need to build up. Yeah.
But then the next question maybe will be about digital gap. So
Yes.
they are eager,
Yes.
they are willing to support the program, and
Yes.
even the government is willing to finance
Yes,
this
yes.
program. But the digital gap challenges,
Yes.
how do you address this challenge?
Yes, we will have to teach them. We have to teach them. Even myself, when it started the digital, I have to learn also from it because the time is different now.
Yes.
We have to teach them how to do it. But luckily, most of them are very smart. They pick up very fast. You know, not only this is good for their booking and things like that, they can go direct, or the overseas tourists can contact them directly through this digitalization. You see, so this is a good program. We have to catch up with the world because this is changing. Tourism is changing, and we have to catch up and adapting to the change coming along. Yeah.
Yeah, digital gap, and then about infrastructure, about hygiene.
Yes.
What we're expecting is more tourists to come into
Yes.
Sabah.
Yes.
But then one more challenge is about how to maintain the cultural authenticity.
Yes.
And about the environmental protection.
Yes.
Are there any new environmental protection regulations under your ministry that you plan to roll out afterwards?
Yes. Actually, our environmental department monitors. They monitor based on the law that we have on whatever environmental issues that arises. You know, from clean water to clean environment to clean restaurant. All this is part and parcel of the tourism issues as far as this, especially the community-based tourism industry. So we monitor them, and if there's any need for our environmental department to take note of, they will dispatch their officers there to see, and of course report to the the office. Yeah.
So we have been talking about, not just about the future of Sabah tourism, but also where it is right now, but the potential that we have for the next few years in the context of Sabah Maju Jaya. Thank you so much, Bayu, for the work you have done for Sabah tourism, and we hope to see more success stories come from Sabah.
Oh, this is thanks to the state government.
Thanks to the state
And my
government.
ministry.
Yes. Thank
not
you.
me.
Thank you so much, Datuk Seri, for speaking with us. That's all for AWANI Sabah Plus this time. I'll see you in the next one. Yang terbesar dan yang tertinggi ada di Sabah. Begitu juga besar dan tingginya harapan melalui Sabah Maju Jaya SMJ ini. Dan untuk itu, kita mengharapkan supaya manfaat ini memberikan kepada anda sekilas konteks berkenaan dengan pelancongan dibangunkan di Sabah di bawah dokumen SMJ ini untuk membawa limpahan kekayaan daripada sektor pelancongan langsung kepada rakyat di seluruh Sabah. Sekian sahaja AWANI Sabah Plus.